a good question to ask yourself in almost any situation, whether to determine whether you are doing something right or not, is to just ask, is the majority of people doing this? Because if they are, it's probably not the right thing to do. Let me explain. We'll start off with a few examples. The majority of people do not go to the gym. So, by questioning, should I go to the gym? Majority of them don't, so you probably should. Okay? Another example would be the majority of people, how do they take notes for class? Or how do they study for class? Well, they take notes during the lecture. During the lecture, they're trying to write word for word each things, and then when they study at home, they just review it, looking back at the words, at the notes that they took. So if the majority of people are doing that, you probably shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, Elijah, what? My advice would be like, don't do that. Instead, like what I did, I just paid freaking attention in class, honestly. Just pay as close attention in class, because if you look around, majority of them are on their computer typing notes down, or on their if you're in high school, they just write down their notes. Majority of them aren't paying attention in class. They're either dozing off or not doing that. So if you just pay attention, you'll be ahead of the majority of people. Okay? It goes with almost every single area of life. If the majority of people are on TikTok, you shouldn't be on TikTok, you know? With any decision you make, you can ask yourself this: does the majority of people do this? Does the majority of people go out in nature and walk around? Like, no. So you probably should go out in nature and walk around, because look, if you want to end up like the majority of people, you just do what the majority of people do. Right? Like, nobody wants to do the hard work. Everybody does what is right in their own eyes. It's like that metaphor, if the herd is going in a certain way, don't follow the herd, because the herd is running off the cliff. Be that one sheep that turns around and goes against it, because it's always been like that. Like, it's always been like that. The majority of people always, it seems as though they always do what's right in their own eyes. You know, you want to be able to turn around and look for the freaking shepherd. Look for the shepherd, and learn from him. You learn and then you live. Because if you do what's right in your own eyes, if you do, like, you want to live and then you learn. This is a side tangent. If you want to live and then you learn, you're gonna make a mistake. It's gonna cost you something very detrimental. You're gonna end up in a situation that shouldn't have happened. So yeah. So, like, it was even in the Bible. When Moses went up to Mount Sinai and was there for like so long. Oh no. Sorry, this is okay. My theology brain is not kicking in, and it was actually when the whole entire Israelite community grumbled against Moses, because they brought him into Moses brought all the Israelites into the desert, and they're only eating bread and stuff. He promised all this stuff. They're all grumbling against him, right? The majority of people grumbled against him, going against him, right? That's like 280, I think 60,000 people all grumbled against him. They all died. They all died except two people who trusted in Moses and like didn't grumble against him, because Moses, was like basically like the middleman between God and the people of Israel. Right, only two people didn't grumble against him, and what happened? The 280,000 people died in the wilderness. 260,000 Israelites died in the wilderness because they were all doing the same thing. They're all grumbling against Moses and like, don't. If everybody's doing that, it's probably not the right thing to do, right? And this concept has been around, yeah, for a long time. As I said, it was in the Bible. It's still applicable today. So that's a quick lesson for you guys. Just ask yourself, if whenever you make a decision, ask yourself, does the majority of people do this? And if they do, don't do it. If they don't, do it. Okay? Oh, and you know, you gotta have a little bit common sense, you know, like with form. Like if you're talking about form, you know, like if everybody's doing their push-up form correctly, you know, no, have some like social calibration, or like, you know what I mean, like form. Oh my gosh, Elijah, so are you saying that if everybody's doing a conventional deadlift like this, I shouldn't do it? I should do sumo deadlift? Like, okay, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, like, sumo deadlifts are pretty cool, not gonna lie. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, you know, like, it even goes to the top level, like Kobe Bryant. Like, if Kobe Bryant didn't want to be like the rest of the NBA players, they only worked, that had 2 practices a day. Kobe Bryant did 3 practices a day. You know, if you want to separate yourself and not be like the majority of people, you have to not do the same thing that the majority of people are doing. And yeah, that's the lesson. That's the lesson for the day. I'll see you later. Mwah.